Our first group to present today will throw the student stereotype right out the window. This innovative group of young thinkers are helping voluntary groups achieve their goals. Representing Dunedin, please welcome Ignite Consultants.
Kia ora tātou. At last year's annual budget meeting, Dunedin City Council received funding requests from a large number of social service groups, but we couldn't satisfy them all. So we chose one group, Ignite Consultants, and we granted them $10,000. Ignite leveraged that modest $10,000 to benefit over 40 not-for-profit groups in Dunedin with professional services worth over $500,000. Ignite is a group of university students, reaching 50 per annum now, all volunteers. Ignite benefits thousands of people in the Dunedin community. It trains and upskills hundreds of students. Ignite connects the private, public and academic sectors in Dunedin in a win-win-win nexus. Please let Ignite tell you how they do it.
Thank you, Mayor Cole, and thank you again to Trustpower for giving us the opportunity to speak to you all today. As a community organisation, as you're all a part of yourselves, haven't you always wanted to tap into that rich, young, talented and motivated student pool at your local or nearest university? My name is Alex Devereaux, and this is Sophia Foray, and we are here to represent Ignite Consultants. And Ignite does just that. Our goal is to empower and enable as many students as possible to help reshape the not-for-profit sector in their area. And we want to take this model that we've developed in Dunedin nationally.
Picture this. Over the past 5 years, a student-run volunteer organisation has helped facilitate over 22,000 hours of volunteering. This has included over 150 university students, 20 mentors from the community sector and the private sector, helping benefit 40 not-for-profit organisations. Ignite Consultants was born to help address the lack of resources in the community sector by utilising the creativity and passion of university students. So far, Ignite Consultants has helped over 40 not-for-profits. These organisations have ranged from the Dunedin Night Shelter, the Sophie Elliott Foundation and the Cancer Society. Ignite provides free business consulting to not-for-profits in the Dunedin area. Every semester, we recruit 20 passionate and creative students and put them in teams of 5 and allocate them a mentor and a not-for-profit to work with over an 8-week period.
We've faced many challenges over our 6 years of operation. The biggest 3 that we've pride ourselves in overcoming is, first of all, our credibility. Being students in Dunedin, credibility is something we've had to strive to maintain. We're more, and the mayor will attest to this, we're more commonly known for throwing a good party and burning the old couch or flat down, which we're trying to grow out of and feel like personally probably ourselves have grown out of now. So to approach this, we've really engaged as many stakeholders as possible in the Dunedin community, and we've used our first few projects that we started 6 years ago as examples of what we can do and how effective we actually can be. And taking those examples to not-for-profits we want to work for has been really effective in that way. A second challenge that we've faced is continuity. Being students, we come to Dunedin for 4 years. We normally get into things like Ignite in our 3rd or 4th year, and then we leave up to Auckland or Christchurch or Wellington, generally. This lack of continuity creates a bit of a rift between executives from one year to the next, so we had to really put in place strict documentation, timelines, governance structures. We now have a really consistent board made up of local Dunedin business and not-for-profit people that help maintain that continuity, normally over the summer when everyone drifts off. And that's been really, really effective for us. The third, just like all of you, is funding, the F word. Having no consistency in funding obviously creates huge problems. I'm not going to go into it because you're all aware of that. But being students, it creates an even larger problem because who's going to give a student 10 grand? Well, the Mayor has given us 10 grand. And we've turned it into a lot more. We've now received major funding from the Dunedin City Council, the University of Otago, and the Otago Community Trust. And we are really, really thankful for that support and that belief.
Our current challenge, the next challenge, is how do we expand the Ignite model, which has been so successful in Dunedin. We are currently in talks with students in Auckland, Waikato and Wellington who want to implement Ignite's model of volunteering to facilitate more volunteering in their communities, which is incredibly exciting. Ignite doesn't run on money. Ignite runs on dedicated student volunteers. We have limited resources. We rely on student volunteers, which Dunedin is lucky to have approximately 20,000 of every year, making the Ignite consultant model incredibly sustainable. However, we are grateful for the University of Otago providing us with an office space, the Dunedin City Council and Otago Community Trust providing us funds to cover events and training.
The effectiveness of our activities is something that we've started to look more at and how we measure that effectiveness for the projects that we've completed. We're currently working with the university and the Commerce Department to put in place some metrics for tracking the organisations we've worked with and how far they've implemented the projects that we've put together for them. And this hopefully will be ready halfway through this year. Just got some examples of some of the really successful projects that we've done. Pregnancy Help was an organisation we worked with last year, and we rolled out a full marketing plan for them, which they've since taken national to all their branches in New Zealand. We also helped found the Cancer Society's Cancer Core Group, which is a university student group on campus, and they themselves ran the first university Relay for Life, which raised over $60,000 for the local Cancer Society. Camp Quality, which is a fantastic organisation that operates nationally. We helped their Dunedin and Southland branch with one of their biggest fundraising events, which is a local fun run, which they run every year now, and other marketing campaigns. And Chatbus, which you'll see in the upcoming video.
Chatbus is a free mobile counselling service for children under 14. So we work through primary and intermediate schools. And we currently have 3 buses and 3 counsellors, and we're working in 16 schools in Dunedin. Ignite were amazing because the work they did hit the spot right where we needed it. Not only did they have great ideas, but they also had contacts for us to follow up. So it made, from Chatbus perspective, it made it really easy. They just come in with their fresh enthusiasm and fresh ideas. And that can be great because it brings up new ideas that maybe the organisation hasn't thought about.
FoodShare is Dunedin's food rescue organisation. We source food that's good enough to eat but not to sell, and we facilitate its diversion to community food programs and social service agencies that feed hungry and disadvantaged people in our community. We wanted Ignite consultants to help us identify potential sponsorship opportunities. It's been very helpful to have the strategies that they've given us because it's made us look at ourselves through the eyes of all of our stakeholders. The Ignite consultants were a pleasure to work with. They were enthusiastic and fun to be around, and they maintained a very professional attitude. I think Ignite Consulting offers a unique and innovative solution to the problem every charity has, and that is how to get help for as little amount spent as possible.
Thank you very much for your time today.